Hey guys, just wanted to let you know that Active Ear is now live in the App Store. Whether you use an Android or an iPhone device, you can download it from the App Store. Now we've added a whole sets of new features and program. So if you've used Active Ear before, well, this is a whole new program that's coming at you. And the video you're about to watch is going to give you some insights and overviews, tips and tricks, how to use the app and how to improve your ear. So just search for Active Ear in your app store, or you could just click the links in your description. There'll be one for Android, a link for Androids, and one for Apple devices. All right, so check it out and let me know what you think about it.
Welcome to the Active Ear app overview. In these series of tutorials, I'm going to walk you through the overview of the app, but I'm going to give you some tips and tricks and technique as to how you can practice all the different categories of the ear training app. Ear training, as I'm sure you're beginning to find out, is the bedrock of playing by ear. You can't effectively play by ear if you don't have a developed ear. But also, it's also important to note that ear training is not something you just wake up one day and you have. Certainly not a skill you were born with. But it is my belief that everyone can develop their ear, because ear training is just pattern recognition. And if there's a pattern recognition, that means it can be taught, and there's a method to go about doing that. So the ear training app, Active Ear, is designed with exercises, all the exercises that I have relied on over the years to help me become a better musician playing by ear and transcribing songs from recording. I've broken up those activities into individual tasks that you can work on and practice. And the Active Ear app is designed specifically for that. So in this video, I'm going to go through the overview of what the app is designed to do. And then in the other videos to follow, there will be more like tutorials that focus on each of the categories of the ear training app, how you can go about practicing this using the tips, techniques that I've outlined, so that you're not guessing. Because ear training is not guessing. There's a pattern, there's a method, and that's what we're going to get into. All right? So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So I've brought up my app here on the screen so you can see everything I am singing. It should look the same whether you're using a smartphone, iPad, tablet. It's just going to be bigger, but the functionality and everything works the same way. So when you first open the app, you're going to come to a login screen. If you already have an account over at pianolessonwithwarren.com, it's the same account credentials that you would use to access the ear training app. We set it up so it's just one account. So the same username, same password you've used to create your account over at Piano Lesson with Warren, it's the same one you would use here. If you don't have an account over at Piano Lesson with Warren, you see the second button down below that says Create an Account. Once you click on that button, Create Account, it's going to take you to the website where you create an account by filling out this form. Once you fill out the form and you click Create Free Account, it's going to redirect you to a page with a button that you can press, and it brings you right back to the app. Or you could just exit that page and open your app, whichever works for you. Now you're going to input your username and your password. You can also reset your password either from here or on the website. Like I said, it's one platform that shared an account. So whichever method you want to use to reset your password, either through the app or on the website, you can do that. Now I'm going to put in my username and password here. Now, once you're logged in, you're going to see a screen like this. It gives you three options: practice, quiz, and tutorials. Now, the tutorials is what you're watching right now. These series of videos, that button takes you to these videos. But before I talk about practice and quiz mode, let's click the three little lines on the top left of the screen, the three little green lines. That opens up sort of a little menu. And you see a list of men. You're going to see your username. It says hi and your username. Challenges is what takes you back to the screen. Support is basically a contact form. So if you have any questions, if you're experiencing any issue with the app, you could just submit that question using this form right here, right? The leaderboard is basically where you can submit your results. When we talk about quiz mode, we're going to talk more about leaderboard. And update, this is where you can go and check to see if you're using the latest version of the app, right? Because from time to time, as you know, we have to maintain the app, keep it updated, so as the iPhone or the Android keeps updating, the app can work on these new updated devices. So this is where you can easily come and update your app. But we usually push a notification when there's a new version of the app out, so you'll see that anyway. And then the logout. So that's just basically what the menu does. Let's jump back over to challenges now. So the app has two modes, a practice mode and the quiz mode. Practice mode is where you go to practice the different exercises. It's where you go to test yourself, customize the app. So if you're new to ear training, you're trying to feel your way around, the practice mode is the best place to start. In fact, I recommend everybody start with practice mode. Get familiar with the app. With practice mode, you can also set varying levels of complexity for the questions, how you want the questions to occur. So it's really a place to tailor what you're hearing. Quiz mode is just like taking an exam. In school, when you have to take an end-of-year exam, you go into the exam, you have a certain amount of time to complete that exam. You can't take your notes with you. You can't take a computer to Google anything. It is just, here is a piece of paper with your quizzes. Do the quiz. Let's see how well you know this topic. And that's what quiz mode is. No customization, and there's a timer. And at the end of that, it presents your results, and you can submit that result to the leaderboard or not. So the quiz mode is kind of like the ultimate place where you want to be able to see how well you know something. Practice mode is where you can customize. I foresee most of you spending your time in the practice mode app. So let's jump to practice mode. So when I click on practice mode, you're going to see the different programs, or what I call categories. Pitch recognition. And pitch recognition is the ability to hear a note and pitch match that note with your keyboard, right? Very important skill for when we're trying to pick out melodies, pick out melodic lines, or if you're trying to find a singer, you've established the root note, the do, and you're trying to find that do on the keyboard. So this is what pitch matching or pitch recognition involves. One of the fundamental skills of every musician is to be able to hear a note, either sing it back in an octave, or to find that exact note on the keyboard. So this is what pitch recognition program entails and teaches you how to do. Interval training is the ability to practice different intervals and identify different intervals. So this program, this category, teaches you that, helps you with that, right? We have different types of intervals, from a major second, major third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7 octave, and so on. And then we have chromatic intervals like minor third, tritone, minor 6, minor 7. And again, another important skill for musicians to be able to hear an interval and either work out the process of figuring out what it is, or to be able to tell right off the bat what interval you're hearing. All of these skills are crucial for playing by ear. The third program down is chord quality, right? Chord quality recognition. Another important thing of playing by ear is to be able to hear a chord and tell what it is. And when we talk about the quality, we're talking about, is the chord major, is it minor, is it diminished, or is it augmented? I also have a course where I teach you little tips and tricks as to how you can identify these chord qualities. And I'm going to link to that below so you can check that out as well. But chord quality, it's all about practicing this skill. Down below that, we have baseline training. And baseline training is sort of similar to interval training, but it focuses entirely on the bass register. And instead of 2 notes, you can have anywhere up to 6 notes. Baseline training is important for transcription. When we're transcribing a song, one of the first steps we try to do is to identify the bass and how it's moving. Because if we know the bass, then we know the root of the chord or what position of the chord the bass is playing, which helps us to figure out the rest of the chord. So baseline training is teaching you how to listen and figure out notes and intervals in the low frequency of the piano. Progression training is as states. This program or this category is supposed to help you in identifying progression using the number system. So when we say a 1-6-2-5, 2-5-1, 3-6-2-5, 1-4-5, those are all chord progressions using the number system. And this program, this category, is to help you refine that skill by ear. And last on the list, we have chord inversions. Now, this is one of the more advanced skill, and I would recommend that you really try to get better at the previous programs before addressing chord inversions, because what that involves is for you to hear a chord and tell what inversion the chord is in. Right now I'm playing a root position C, but if I play a first inversion, how do you tell a first inversion C from a root position C, or a second inversion? So this program helps you to practice that skill, because there is a method to it. While it might be a more advanced method, there is a method, and again, once we go through the program, I'm going to show you how that is set up. But chord inversion, that's what it does. So that's the overview of the practice mode, right? Now, if we jump back and we go to quiz mode, you see the exact same categories are listed. Because quiz mode, now what it does, like I said, it's quizzing you. So once you click the start, it's a series of questions that you have to answer within a certain time frame. And then at the end, it gives you your result. So quiz mode, that's what it's about. So that's basically the overview of how the app is structured. Now in the next video, we're going to jump back to quiz mode, and we're going to look at pitch recognition and how that entire program is structured. All right, stay tuned.